Hey, hello and welcome to our yet another video, and in this video we are going to solve the model paper of Khan University Examination Board 2023 Physics Paper 1. So let's come to our question number 1 in this year. So here we have the question number 1. If the volume of 1 cube is 1.76 centimeter cube, and we have to find the volume of 20 such cubes. Round off to 3 significant figures. So let's solve this. So the volume is V is equals to 1.76 cubic centimeter, and we have to find the volume of 21 such cubes. So इस वैल्यू को 21 से मल्टीप्लाई कर देते हैं तो we will get 36.96 cubic centimeter, and we have to answer it in 3 significant figures. So as we can see, we have 4 significant figure in this volume. So last वाले 6 digit को हम round off कर देते हैं. So it will become 37.0 cubic centimeter. So in this way, the answer of this question will become option B. Now let's see question number 2. The number 1.123.4 can also be written in scientific notation as. So इस number की scientific notation अगर हम form करें तो this decimal should be between 1 and 2. So this expression will become 1.234, and though the decimal places we have shifted towards the left hand side, so this becomes exponent 2. So 1.234 exponent 2. So the correct answer is option C. Then we have question number 3. The question number 3 states the prefix used for the multiple of 10 raised to the power 9. We know that this 10 raised to the power minus 9 is nano, so option C is the right answer. Which of the following instrument is used to measure the internal diameter of a pipe? So internal diameter of a pipe can be measured by using a vernier caliper. Option C is the right answer. All of the following are the scalar quantities except the one. So time is a scalar quantity, mass is a scalar quantity, while distance is also a scalar quantity. So the vector quantity among these four is velocity. So option B will become our right answer. Now let's see question number 6. A child drops a tennis ball, and it is dropped from a height of 10 meters. The velocity of the ball just before it strikes the ground will be. So if our body is dropped, we know that its initial velocity is always 0, and this is our height, and we have to find the velocity that will be the final velocity of the ball. And in this situation, in this scenario, the value of g will be 10 meters per second square. So from this given data, we can recall the gravitational equation, that is 2gh equals vf square minus vi square. So vi is 0, so that means vf will be equals to square root of 2gh. 2 into 10 into h is 10, or square root of this will be equals to 2. 10 into 10 is 100, and into 2 is 200. So let's calculate the square root of 200. It will become 14.14. So the square root of 200 is 14.14. So this is the answer for velocity. So the right answer will become option A. Now let's come to question number 7. The given table shows the distance covered by a car on a road in four different segments. So in first segment, the body covers a distance of 0 to 10. Then in the second segment, it covers a distance of 11 to 22. Then in the third segment, the body covers a distance of 23 to 35. And in the segment 4, the body covers 36 to 49. So the distance covered here is 10 meters, and the distance covered in the second segment is 22 minus 11, that is 11 meters. And then we have 35 minus 23. 35 minus 23 will be equals to 12 meter. And finally, 49 minus 36 will be 13 meter. So in each segment, the body has covered more distance. So if the car takes the same interval of time to cover all the four segments, so as we can see, each segment is of equal interval of time. So that means that increasing distance in the same interval of time, that means that velocity of the body is increasing. And if the body is increasing, so we can say that body has acceleration. बॉडी के पास एक्सेलरेशन मौजूद है जिसकी वजह से बॉडी वेलोसिटी चेंज कर रही है एंड चेंज इन वेलोसिटी मींस दैट बॉडी कवर्स मोर डिस्टेंस in the same interval of time. So in that way we can mark option A as the right answer. Now let's see question 8. If a force of 10 Newton is acting on a body along x-axis, so we have a force of 10 Newton, and the value of this force acting on a y-axis will be, so the answer is 0 Newton. How the answer is 0? Because this force is wholly acting along x-axis, so there is no component of the force in the direction of y-axis, so we can say that the vertical component of the force in this case is 0. Now let's see question number 9. We have given with a speed time graph, and we have to identify the speed of an object from a point x to y. So as we can see that in this graph we have a horizontal line, and in a speed time graph, the horizontal line always represent that the velocity or the speed is constant. Body की speed constant है, that is why the graph is a horizontal line. So the speed of the object is uniform. So option C will be the right answer. Now see question number 10. 36 Newton force pull a system of three masses on a horizontal frictionless surface as shown. We have to find the acceleration of this system, and we know that according to the second law of motion, acceleration is equal to force over mass. So the force acting on the system of mass is 36, and the total mass of the system is 8 plus 6 plus 4, that becomes 18. So in this way, acceleration of that system of mass will become 2 meters per second square. So we can mark option B as the right answer. An astronaut is sitting in a rocket on Earth which is ready to launch to moon. When the astronaut reaches the moon, his mass and weight would. So as we know that mass is a universal constant, so mass will remain same. While the gravity on the surface of moon is less than that of the Earth, so the body or the person on Earth would be heavier as compared to its weight on moon. So the weight will decrease while the mass of that astronaut will remain same. How much the centripetal force is needed to move a body of 10 kilogram in a circle of radius 20 meters with a speed of 3 meter per second? So we have got the speed, we have got the mass, and we have got the radius, and we have to find the centripetal force. So let's recall the formula: F equals mv square over r. So the mass is 10, velocity square would become 3 square, and the radius is 20. So if we solve, 0 and 0 cancelled out, so 3 square is 9 over 2. So the force, centripetal force acting on it will be equals to 4.5 newtons. So option B is the right answer. Now let's see the question number 13. If a body of mass 10 kg is placed on the surface of Earth, then the pull of Earth on the body will be. So we know that the pull of Earth on every object is known as its weight, and the weight is equals to mass times gravitational acceleration. So 10 mass is 10 kg and gravity in this question is 9.8. So in this way, the gravitational pull of the earth on that object will become 9.98 newtons. It is difficult to drive a car on an oily road because of the friction that is less. Because an oily surface is slippery, is smooth, and the smooth surfaces offer less friction. So the correct answer would be option B, that the friction would decrease on an oily road. Two forces act at a right angle at a point O, and what will be the magnitude and direction of the resultant force? We know that if two vectors are joined tail to tail, then the resultant of these two vectors will be equal to, will be from the center of these two vectors. So the direction will be along OQ, that is in option A and C. And according to head to tail rule of factor addition, the opposite side of this parallelogram or rectangle will be same, and we can find the side OQ by applying the Pythagoras theorem. So 12 square plus 9 square will be equals to 15. So square root of 12 square plus 9 square. So this answer will become 15. So in this way, we can mark option A as the right answer. Let's see question number 16. A sports car is made stable. So we know that stability depends on the position of center of gravity as well as the base area. So lowering its center of gravity and increasing its base area would definitely increase the stability of the car. Option D is our right answer. The perpendicular distance between the axis of rotation and the line of action of force, so this defines the moment arm of a torque. Option C we got is our right answer. After disturbing, if a body comes to rest and its center of gravity remains unchanged. So here we have got the answer from this question, that center of gravity remains at the same height. So that means that this type of equilibrium is a neutral one. So the body possesses neutral equilibrium. Option B will be the right answer. Let's suppose a hole is drilled through the surface of the earth along the diameter and a stone is dropped into it. Suppose when a stone reaches the earth's center, keeping the size and shape same, so it will have the constant mass. Weight of the object would change, momentum and acceleration will be changed, but the mass is a quantity that always remains constant. A satellite is revolving around the Earth in a circular path of a velocity v. The gravitational force between the satellite and the Earth suddenly disappear, then the velocity of the satellite would be. So let's say this is our Earth and this is the path of the satellite, and this is our satellite that is moving in that direction. So this is the direction of velocity in a circular path of this satellite, and if this force disappear, that is also a centripetal force, then the body or the satellite will continue to move with the same velocity but not in the circular path but tangent to the circular path. So the velocity of that satellite would remain as it is, that is B, option C. If a planet comes closer to the sun, then the planet will. So we know that the body is moving in a circular path, so F will be equals to mv squared over r. Then F is equal to Fr will be equals to over Fr over M will be equals to B squared. So from this formula, as we can see that velocity is directly proportional to radius. So if the planet comes closer to the sun, that means the planet will move slow as compared to the as compared to the its speed when it is moving in a longer path. So in this way, the correct answer would be option B, that it would orbit slower near to the sun. The gravitational force between two objects is directly proportional to product of masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the bodies. So this statement is actually the universal law of gravitation. A car travels a distance of 150 meters in the direction of constant force of 50. Then what will be the work done? So we know that work done is equal to force multiplied by displacement. So W is equal to Fd. So 50 into 150 will be the work done. So 150 multiplied by 50 will be equals to 7500. So the correct answer is 7500 joules. Option D is the right answer. Now let's see question number 24. A car is stopped after screeching to avoid a crash with a van. With reference to this given situation, the kinetic energy of the car will be converted into bit form. So as we can see, the car is screeching and the car is screeching to stop. So the brakes are applied and the kinetic energy of the car will be converted into heat, sound, and these two energy. So the correct answer will be option B, that heat and sound energy will be the result of the conversion from kinetic energy of the car. If a truck has an input of 3600 joules, so this is the output of the truck, and the efficiency is 50%. That means the truck converts 50 joules of energy out of 100 joules that is provided. So we have to find the input energy of the truck. So in this way, let's find the input of the truck. So we know that percentage efficiency is equal to the output, useful output divided by a total input multiplied by 100. So efficiency is 50% divided by 100 and equals to output, that is 3600 divided by input. So input will be equals to 3600 divided by 0.5. So this will become 7200 joules. So option D will be the right answer. The kinetic energy of a zero point 0.5 kilogram of bullet moving with a velocity of 500 meters per second. So the kinetic energy is equals to mv square divided by 2. So the mass is zero point 0.5, velocity square will become 500 square and divided by 2. So let's multiply zero point 0.5 multiply by 500 square over 2. So the correct answer will be 62,500 joules. So the right answer will be option C. If a person releases 500 joules of energy by walking along a track in 125 seconds, so this is energy, this is time, and we have to find the power, muscular power, that is equals to rate of energy. So the energy is 500 divided by 125. Let's divide 500 with 125. So the answer will be 4 watts. So the correct answer of this question will be option B. Then we have question number 28. As compared to the sea level, the atmospheric pressure on the mountain is. We know that as we go up, the atmospheric pressure decreases with the increase in altitude. So at the mountains, the atmospheric pressure will be less as compared to the atmospheric pressure on the sea level. So the correct answer is option C. To push a liquid up in a straw, the air pressure inside the straw will decrease. So, the working of the straw, if you can recall, when we are using the straw, we suck out the air inside the straw so that the liquid or atmospheric pressure above the liquid surface would raise the level of the liquid inside the straw. So option B is the right answer. According to kinetic molecular model of matter, the molecule of the substance are in the state of motion and they are in the state of rest, so this is incorrect. Have constant momentum, have the same velocity during collision. This is wrong. So option B we can mark as the right answer because according to kinetic molecular model, every state of matter is made up of tiny particles known as molecules, and these molecules are always in continuous motion and they attract each other. A parcel of box 500 newtons placed on a table. If the area of the bottom of the box is measured as zero point 0.5 meter squared, then what will be the pressure on the box? So, if you can recall the formula of pressure, that is the force acting normally per unit area. So, force is 500 and the area is zero point 0.5. So the correct answer would be 1000 newtons per meter square or pascals. So option D is the right answer. In a magic show, a performer lie down on a bed of nail without any injury. However, when the same performer steps on a single nail, it goes right through his foot. So the reason is if he lie down on a bed of nail, so his weight is actually divided or distributed through on a larger area. So larger area always decreases the pressure. So in this way, the magician will not be hurt. So if we stand on the same nail with a bare foot, that nail would go through his foot or it will injure his leg. So the The force remains same, but more pressure is applied on a bed of nail. So this is incorrect. More force is exerted on a single nail on the entire bed of nail. Force increases, but less pressure is applied on the bed of nail. And the area is same in both cases. So this is incorrect. More force is exerted on a single nail than on the entire bed of nail. So the answer would be option D. Less pressure is applied on the bed of nail. In a clinical thermometer, mercury does not fall back to the bulb because it is in the capillary tube. Because capillary tube is very thin, and due to that effect, the mercury does not immediately fall uh, in the bulb of the thermometer. The escape of high kinetic energy molecules in the form of vapors from the surface of the liquid without heating. This process is known as evaporation. If an insulated tire of a car bursts, then the temperature of air that will escape from the tire will decrease. So, this is the uh, process that always the cools down the air or the inner surface of the tire, so the temperature of that inflated tire decreases. If the temperature of a substance is 20 degrees centigrade, then its temperature in Kelvin will be. We know that the Kelvin temperature is equals to C plus 273. So the C is 20, and by adding 273, we get 293 Kelvin. So the option D is the right answer. Let's identify the good conductor. So wooden door, leather jacket, and glass doors are insulator, while the frying pan is a conductor. So, option B is the right answer. Radiations incident on the surface increases with temperature. Which of the following characteristics should be present in a surface that can protect itself from most effectively against the radiation? That means if it has to be more effective against the radiation, it should not absorb the radiation. So it should be a poor absorber. So these two options are incorrect. And a poor observer are actually a good emitter, sorry, are poor emitter. So option A will be our right answer. The process of heat transfer in liquid and gases is known as convection. Convection, the liquid flows due to difference in densities of the gases. So, in this way, option B will be the right answer. When a wooden spoon is dipped in a bowl of soup, it does not become hot. So, as we can see, the spoon is made up of wood, and wood is an heat insulator. So, in that way, the correct answer for that last question in this 2023 model paper is option D.